Unveiling the truth. Israel's stance on Gaza's returned remains and the hostage crisis. In a recent development, Israel has made a startling claim regarding the remains returned from Gaza, sparking further tension in the ongoing conflict. According to Israeli sources, the remains of 3 individuals transferred to Israel from Gaza do not belong to any of the missing hostages, raising questions about the authenticity of the exchange. The Red Cross facilitated the transfer of these unidentified remains late on Friday, but Israeli military sources revealed a startling truth to the AP news agency. They asserted that these remains were not those of any hostages, adding a layer of complexity to the already intricate situation. This incident comes amidst a backdrop of escalating tensions. Earlier this week, Israel's Prime Minister authorized airstrikes on Gaza, resulting in the tragic loss of over 100 lives. The airstrikes were prompted by Hamas's alleged breach of the ceasefire agreement, which occurred when they released the remains of a hostage already recovered by Israeli troops nearly 2 years ago. This is not the first time Israel has accused Hamas of violating the ceasefire, which came into effect on October 10th. On October 15th, the Israeli military made a similar claim, stating that one of the 4 bodies returned to Israel was not a hostage. This pattern of accusations highlights the ongoing challenges in the hostage exchange process. The ceasefire agreement, brokered by the Red Cross, involved Hamas releasing all living hostages held in Gaza in exchange for nearly 2,000 Palestinians. In return, Israel committed to withdrawing its troops, halting its offensive, and increasing aid. Additionally, Hamas agreed to hand over the remains of all 28 dead hostages in exchange for 360 Palestinian militants killed in the war. However, the process has been fraught with difficulties. Israel has consistently accused Hamas of stalling and handing over bodies, citing challenges in identifying them due to the devastation and rubble in Gaza. This has led to a stark reality. Only 75 out of the 225 Palestinian bodies returned by Israel have been identified by their families, as confirmed by Gaza's health ministry. The identification process has been hindered by the lack of access to DNA kits, making it even more challenging to determine the identities of the deceased. This situation underscores the complexities and emotional toll of the conflict on both sides. Adding to the turmoil, a 15-year-old boy, Yamin Hamed, was recently shot by Israeli soldiers in the West Bank town of Silwood. His father shared a harrowing account of his son's journey, from leaving home to meet friends to the tragic news of his injury. The ambulance driver who attempted to reach Hamed faced multiple delays by Israeli troops, ultimately resulting in the boy's death. The Israeli military's response was swift, labeling the teenager a terrorist and claiming that troops fired upon him, believing he was holding an explosive. However, no evidence was provided, leaving room for further investigation and raising questions about the accuracy of such claims. As the situation unfolds, the international community grapples with the complexities of the conflict, the challenges of hostage exchanges, and the emotional toll on both sides. The truth behind these remains and the ongoing crisis remains a subject of intense debate and discussion.